Hello facilitators, my name is Malia Josephine and I've been a professional facilitator for 7 years. In this video, I'm going to talk about 6 pros to being a freelance facilitator, self-employed facilitator. In another video, I'll talk about the 6 cons, but I thought I would start with the pros and just start with the positive. So I do have a video explaining my journey of facilitation. I've done in-house facilitation, I've done self-employment, and yeah, this is, if you want to listen to that, you can. Okay, so let's start with the first pro of freelance facilitation. So the first pro is that being a freelance facilitator really changed my mindset. It actually changed my life. Like, if I did not become a freelance facilitator, I would not be here where I am today. I would not be speaking to you via this video. I would not be this thought leader within the facilitation world. I would not have such a following on LinkedIn. I would not be in this empowered state of being. Seriously, it was that powerful. And the reason why is because before I was a freelancer, I thought of myself more as a worker. I was working, I was looking for work, I wanted to work for someone, and it was all about crafting myself through this lens of finding jobs. And when I became a freelance facilitator, all of a sudden it changed, and it became about creating. It became about really figuring out, what do I want to do with my life? What if I could do anything as a freelance facilitator? What would it be? That's the beauty of it, right? You can do anything. I didn't have to be a facilitator. I could have been a social media manager. I could have been a project manager. I could have done graphic design. You can do anything as a freelance facilitator. And I really was like, I want to do facilitation. And what I mean by creator was, I got to create my website, I got to write blogs, I got to really talk about what is facilitation to me so that I can find clients that are in alignment with the work that I want to bring to this world. And because of that, what ended up happening was I became this entrepreneur, and I was like, oh my God, I have so many ideas that I want to act on. I have huge visions for this world. And when I was a worker for a job, I never allowed myself to think outside of the box big enough to see what are my visions and how can I implement it? How can I create it? And by finally stepping out of that kind of W-2 worker bee box, I was able to see this whole world. And I was like, wow, entrepreneurs, business owners, these creators, this is awesome. So that's a huge pro of freelance. You may not know who you will become through your journey of being a freelancer and of trying freelance. Okay, let's go to number 2. Number 2 is that one of the pros of being a freelance facilitator is that it forces you to learn how to share your story. You are going to share your story hundreds of times. People are going to be like, what do you do? Why do you do it? What's your background? What do you have to offer me? And I had to learn how to communicate my story into a 5 to 10 minute pitch, right? Here I am trying to share the complexity of my whole being to you. And how do I do that? And so that's what I had to learn how to do over and over and over again. And I think I was really able to start to learn how to do that. And that was really powerful for me. And it was really clunky in the beginning, and I was awkward, and I would say this meandering story that that kind of lost the thread. And over time, I learned how to communicate the story in a more kind of concise way. Big one. Okay, now let's go to number 3, the pros of freelance facilitation. That's going to be meeting amazing people. Oh my God. I mean, through my 2 years of freelance facilitation, I really started actually marketing myself and putting myself out there after like 6 months to a year, to be honest. Like I was very quiet in the beginning. I was like, I'm gonna create my little website and I'm gonna like do it really slowly in the beginning. Maybe I'll create a video on that if you're interested, just like how that journey went for me. The first 6 months, I didn't even tell anyone. I just did it. And then I created the website, and then I, really got active on LinkedIn, and then I like just really started building and building. But what I did was I knew that as a freelancer, I had to build my network. I reached out to so many other facilitators, and I asked them, how are you doing this? How are you being a successful consultant or a self-employed facilitator, or how did you build your own consulting firm? Like, how did you do this? And I just asked so many people so many questions, and I built a huge network. I mean, I'm shocked. I mean, I'm extroverted, but I didn't think I could do it. I used to hate networking. I hated it. I didn't know how to do it. It felt really awkward. I think as a woman, there's conditioning around that. But I just did it. I just like faced my fears, and now I literally expanded my network like twofold. Like, it's expanded. Like, I have hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of facilitators that I'm like, I know you, and I know your story, and I follow your story, and you're amazing, and I can call on you if I need help. And that's the power of really being out there on your own, is that you create relationships off of shared interests, off of shared challenges, off of shared missions and visions. And that's totally different than when you're working for a job and your relationships are based off of you both, applying for, hopefully a pretty cool job in a cool organization, and that mission brings you together. But it's really different when one of you walks away from that job. It's just different. It's like I haven't kept up a lot of those relationships with previous colleagues and stuff. While within freelancing, it's like everyone in my network, we're here to support each other. So yeah, that's just amazing, the people part of it. Okay, so pro number 4. Pro number 4 is going to be about magic. It's about magic, okay? There is a magic with being a freelance, self-employed facilitator. There's magic in how you meet your clients. Because, for me, like, sure, there's actual, logical steps to follow to meet clients. You can cold email and cold call and reach out to employers and ask for referrals. And you can, create funnel systems, marketing systems to try and get clients. But all of my clients came through my network. They came through people telling me about a client who needed help, people referring a job to me, and it was really magical. Like, it just felt like once I was like, I know what I'm going to offer. I'm offering deliberation services. If you watched my previous video, you know that that's kind of the foundation of my work, is I'm a deliberative facilitator. And those are the clients that I ended up finding, like, were people who really needed this kind of like, here I'm trying to do it again, needed this strategic facilitation work. And so, yeah, there was just, I loved that. I loved that aspect of freelance facilitation, was the clients, and the super unique people that I got to meet and work with because of being a freelancer. Okay, we're almost there. There's 2 more left. Let's get to number 5. Number 5 is just going to be like a pretty like cliche thing around freelancing, and that is setting a schedule. I mean, it's really nice to be able to, wake up when you want, work when you want, take a nap when you want, just do what you want when you want. I loved that aspect of it, and I was really worried that I was not going to be able to manage my time effectively. I thought, oh my God, the chaos of everything, like, how am I going to be able to schedule my day and make sure I'm getting my action items done when I need to? Like, I'm just in this soup of possibility. How do I choose the work that I want to do and actually get it done? I'm proud of myself. I impressed myself. I was really able to do it. I was really successful. I think I worked on average 30 hours a week as a freelance facilitator. And at the beginning of that week, I was able to create my schedule. Every single day I created my schedule, and I was able to know what my action items were, knew what I needed to get done, and get those done. So, don't get me wrong, it was hard at times, but overall, I was really I really liked having that flexibility so that I could see what's my natural way of working. Like, when do I like to work? How do I like to work? And I love that. Number 6, this is also a cliche thing, but I got to be a digital nomad while freelance facilitating because I wasn't bound to any location and all of my work was virtual. And so that's really cool. And there are some facilitation industries and jobs that are more virtual. But to be honest, my background, it's not virtual at all. Like, all of the facilitation work that I've done has really been in person. So it was a big shift for me to switch to virtual. And depending on the facilitation specialty and industry that you're attracted to, you may be doing more in-person facilitation than virtual facilitation. But because of the pandemic, all of it was virtual, and that's what I was able to do, which made it a great time to travel. So those are the 6 kind of pros or opportunities or benefits to doing freelance facilitation. And in the next video, I'm going to talk about the cons.